Hello everyone and welcome to the video. Today we are in Quickbooks Online, and what I wanted to share with you is an issue that I have recently encountered. What it was. So we have a business here where we deal a lot with different currencies, and we often invoice in a currency that is different to the currency that we report in. So in this case we are invoicing in AUD, Australian dollars, but we report in Quickbooks in Hong Kong dollars. And the issue I was encountering was when I generated the invoice in AUD, it correctly automatically calculated the HKD, the Hong Kong dollar equivalent. That was no issue. But then when the invoice was paid in Aussie dollar and we matched it off to the invoice, instead of the system matching the payment hitting the bank and the balance sheet, the general ledger in general, at the correct exchange rate, which for Australian dollars to Hong Kong dollars is about 5 to 1. Let's have a look at that just so you can see. So it's about 5.07 to 1. So 1 Australian dollar is about 5 Hong Kong dollars. But when we were matching the payment on the invoice, the exchange rate was going in at 1 to 1. So we, for example, received a payment of 100 Australian dollars, which is about 500 Hong Kong dollars, but the system was booking it as also only 100 Hong Kong dollars. So it was understating our balance sheet, our bank accounts, all of that. It was understating it by a factor of 5. So this is actually quite a big problem, and I didn't even notice this until I ran a balance sheet and looked, hang on, I thought we had a lot more assets than that in here, because the balance sheet should be reporting the HKD equivalent, which is our reporting currency, but instead it was saying we only had, in this same example, 100 Hong Kong dollars when we should have had 500 Hong Kong dollars, because that is equal to 100 Australian dollars. So let me show you what happened here. What we did, we're in the bank rec here. So we're under transactions, bank transactions, and we're in the AUD bank account, and the money has come in here, invoice 36, and we've clicked on match. Now when we go to have a look at invoice 36, so you wouldn't know any different by looking at this, everything looks fine. But if you go to have a look at this actual invoice now, there it is, invoice 36, we'll go view it. Okay, you can see this is the actual invoice, the sale, not the payment, and the exchange rate has been calculated correctly at 5.06. But when you go to the payment, we can see here the exchange rate has actually gone in correctly at 5.06. So this is what is supposed to happen. Maybe they have fixed the issue. They did tell me they were working on it, but let me show you, and that's great, that's what we want. And you look down here, there's Australian dollars 310, equivalent to 1571 Hong Kong dollars. That's exactly what you want to see. I'll show you what was happening previously. Let's have a look at that. So we'll go look at an older invoice, this one here, invoice number 8. And the exchange rate of the sale is 4.95. Let's have a look at the payment. So it was for 700 Australian dollars. But then you can see here the payment has gone in at 1 to 1, where it should be, about 5 to 1. And if we scroll down, you can see Australian dollars 700, Hong Kong dollars 700, which is obviously not correct. So what you have to do here, and this is the tricky thing, you don't even notice this stuff unless you're looking very closely. So what you have to do here, the way I figured out to fix this with a bit of help online, and I will mention as well that when I was researching online, I reached out to support and they said they were looking at the issue and it should be resolved within a couple of weeks. That was my response from Quickbooks. But when I was researching online, I found posts in forums saying, dating back a few years when this same issue still existed. So I don't know how long it's been around for. It appears the issue has been around for a while, but at least they know about it. And I hope that they are working on it because it is a bit of a problem. So back to the issue and how I fixed it here. So we can see here it's gone in as 1 to 1. That's obviously incorrect. The date here is 24th of the 4th. If I change the date here, 23rd, you can see when I've changed the date, it sort of clicks in the new exchange rate, which is correct. So by changing the date, it kind of triggered the system to correctly put in the right exchange rate. But now I need to change it back to the 24th because 23rd is not the right date. And the exchange rate is slightly changed on the day of the 24th, but it has still put in the right rate there. So it's not 1-to-1 anymore, it's about 1-to-5, which is what it should be. And then I can click save and close. So now when you run a balance sheet, this particular sale here, instead of showing as Hong Kong dollars 700, it's going to show as Hong Kong dollars 3471, which is what it should be doing. But anyway guys, that's the issue. That's how I fixed it as a sort of short-term fix. So first thing, hopefully QuickBooks fixes the issue, because if you deal in multi-currency a lot like this business does, it's a problem. This is the kind of thing that's going to make people go to somewhere else like Xero, even though Xero is more expensive, but you don't have those kinds of issues with Xero. The other thing is, if you do need to do a short-term fix, this is how you can do it. You just change the date so it triggers the correct exchange rate, then you change the date back to the actual payment date, save it, and then your reporting will be correct. Now if you're looking for training in QuickBooks, we offer training in not just QuickBooks, but MyOb, Xero, Excel, all the accounting stuff. We do online Zoom sessions. You can head over to our website qtraining.net.au and you can book in a one-on-one online training session where we will share screens and we'll show you exactly how to do whatever it is that you have issues doing. Other than that guys, I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. See you next time.